Well, in the food industry, we really have to change the issue of the fact that we throw away so much. In Europe, for example, we throw away, as consumers, 40% of the food which is produced, which is ridiculous. And this is, in America, it's the same, but even in countries as India, 40% of the food is rotting away from the moment the farmer produces it till the moment it arrives at the consumer, because they have bad distribution systems, etc. So waste management is definitely an issue for the food industry.
Incredible lack of recycling or consciousness in terms of recycling outside of Europe. I think Europe is brilliant when it comes to recycling and awareness of that, but living in America for almost 20 years, there is no awareness for recycling. It doesn't really exist. And the same thing is happening in the whole of Asia and the Middle East. And unless we change the awareness of the people, I think that's a huge, huge issue that needs to be considered.
There's also a warning, because people might be getting more and more used to having companies know more and more personal data about them. But it also scares people, and righteously so, I think, that companies gather so much data about you. And I think it's very important that companies start to understand the risk that's being associated with knowing so much about the customers in detail, and companies need to decide what they want to gather and what not, and make that a very informed decision without just gathering as much data as possible. Because consumers are in a couple of years, I think, are going to be angry when you do that. And consumers need to understand that this is something that is happening, that when an ad about a trip to or a flight to Barcelona is not something that is just a coincidence when you email about a flight to Barcelona. It's not a coincidence, it's because Gmail reads your email.
Food and health is a major trend, because food is also medicine. We really have to focus on the health effects of food. That's the first one.
I think the farm to table and the awareness of the origin of the product is really a prominent feature of what is going to happen in restaurants in the next couple of years. Naming the cow where the beef is coming from, knowing that it was Jim the farmer, knowing that the product is coming from local sources.
Square is a white little plug that serves as a replacement for the big credit card terminals that are used nowadays. It's a white little plug with an audio jack underneath it that you can put in your phone. And when you swipe, you can change your phone into you swipe your credit card, you can change your phone into a credit card reader. And when you look at a Starbucks, for example, in a couple of years they will have iPads with a little square next to it. And the barista in the Starbucks will know, all right, this is Alexander coming in, this is the drink he got the last time. The barista can actually touch my face, because it shows me my picture, because my phone is nearby, and actually charge that via the iPad. This is something that will happen very soon. And maybe they can even try to nudge you to buy extra stuff in the meantime.
I think we're on a good way, and I think 10 years from now food will not cause obesity anymore, because we know how to deal with that. 10 years from now we will consume more fresh food without throwing away that much. We will use less sugar and other ways to conserve food, and I definitely think sugar is something of a no-no in 10 years from now.
In 10 years we'll have a world that is very data-oriented, that everything you do will be guided by companies who try to understand you and try to help you, or it's a very positive word, but try to guide you to stuff.
We'll evolve into a fun hospitality, a very sensory, approachable, creative blend of ideas, of design, of touching the senses. And it will be a lot more individualistic. There will be a strong sense of place with great influences that are very, very global.